And hello everybody, welcome to this year's very first Art Snacks unboxing video. I am looking very forward to testing the supplies this month, so without further ado, let's get to it. Of course, we're going to start with a joke because you guys know I love the joke. Here's what's on the menu for January. What do you call a painting by a cat? A portrait. Moving along. We are going to start with the Uniposca PCF-350 brush tip paint marker, $9.99 retail, new product, which is this one right here. Everyone's favorite paint marker now comes in brush form, as you can see. Clicky. Okay. It's just it's a little messy. That's not a really good start. Which you can see right here, eventually. You know, I'm pretty sure there was an automatic zoom on this. There we go. There's like a sweet spot. From what I can see from here, it looks to be a fiber brush pen, as in just like a paintbrush. I just don't want to stick my finger in it because it's full of paint. Just gonna put this back on. And of course, as you saw, it's blue. That's not the only thing. You guys know that Art Snacks kinda has a tendency to send me blue and purple, and sure enough, I don't know why. I mean, my hair is not always blue and purple. I think by this time they're making it an inside joke. Like, I don't know, send me purple and yellow or red and blue. I don't know, but it's always blue and purple. Like, what the hell? As I was saying, the PCF-350 brush tip paint marker by Uniposca contains opaque, as you could see earlier, water-based pigment ink that writes on all surface types. This odorless inks, oh, if they feel the need to say it, we gotta sniff it. It is indeed odorless. If there's some, it's very, very, very faint. Ink dries quickly and will not bleed through paper. To use, shake the marker gently. And pump the push button on its end. That's why the weird plastic protector. The push button is right here. And the plastic is to prevent accidental pushes, probably to not force ink into the end of the barrel and make an even bigger mess than I saw when I opened it. And pump the push button on its end to prime the ink into the brush nib. Now here's the thing. I don't know what kind of glue they used to keep the fibers together during shipping, but it was very thick. And I'm not too keen on how, I don't know if you see, I see it at least, the kind of little fiber hook at the end of the nib. I'm not sure how that's going to end up, and there's some rolled up fiber in here. Ooh. This is going to be touchy. I don't really trust it, to be honest. I'm still going to try it. I don't really trust it. Next up, Marabou Graphics Aqua Pen. Now these I'm going to trust by name because Marabou actually does some pretty good stuff. I'm still using the full set that I got. I think it was for October last year of Marabou Graphics. You know how sometimes I say that art supplies are like magic? These things are freaking witchcraft. They ink beautifully and smooth, and they dry like, if I could snap my fingers, but my hands are full of pens right now, like that. That's how fast they work. Back to these. At $5.98 combined retail, so the both of them are worth $5.98 together. That's a pretty good price. Staff favorite. Oh, it's got everything for them. They got everything for themselves. Wet your palette. I love puns. This month with 2 Marabou Graphics Aqua Pens. These felt tip watercolor pens are double-ended. They're blue and purple, of course, featuring a fine contour tip and a larger brush tip. Let's look at them right now. Well, I showed some blue earlier, so let's go with the purple. This would be the brush nib, which seems to be a pressed felt nib. Yeah. And on the other end would be the round nib. That kind of reminds you of one of those skinny Crayola ones. Don't focus on the cover or on my thumb. Ugh. The high-quality, water-based pigment ink delivers brilliant color and works best on watercolor paper. After applying color, use a wet brush to spread it out, which is what we'll do with one of my water pens. I keep the both of them filled up, and when one empties, I start using the other one because I'm that lazy. Next, that would be the Tombow Fudenosuke soft tip brush pen at $3.49 retail. Here's the thing though. This is not new to me. I don't know if you guys remember once when I did a live stream, and I still haven't posted the video of that, where I tested some black pens that I bought, a black pen sampler that I bought from JetPens, and it was already in it, so this one works good, I can tell you right away. I'll give it to you in details after the drawing segment. $3.49 retail, I think I said that, but anyway, still a good price. Start the new year off with an amazing new pen. Well, amazing, yes. New, no. The Tombow Fudenosuke soft tip brush pen is great for both lettering and drawing. Create controlled, precise strokes with a flexible brush tip, which I will show you right now. And it's not gonna look like it, but it is actually quite flexible. It's tiny, but it gives you nice lines that I'll get into detail later, as I said. It's my show, I do what I want. By changing the pressure, you can produce a variety of lines. The water-based pigmented black ink is ideal for adding details and finishing touches to your work. There's a lot of water-based ink and paint that I'm receiving from Art Snacks, and honestly, I like that a lot because that means more kids will be able to use these supplies compared to the oil ones and the alcohol-based ones, which tend to have an odor of their own. And there's less chances of getting severely poisoned if they stick it in their mouth. And by kids, I mean adults. Next, Sakura Sumo Grip Mechanical Pencils at $4.98 retail. Grab this hefty pencil for some powerful drawing. It is indeed hefty, as you can see. Big barrel, big grip. This is the lead. Oh, it focused kind of right away. That's pretty good. I'm not exactly sure how I'm supposed to use the eraser. Oh, figured it out. You're supposed to roll it up. That's actually quite useful. And there's actually quite a bit of eraser in that, so that's a pretty good idea. I wasn't sure about it at first because, well, I am in love with my Alvin mechanical pencil, but this is pretty useful. I like this. Maybe this will be better for when you travel, because then you have an eraser right there in the pencil. The Sakura Sumo Grip Mechanical Pencil is designed for ultimate comfort and function, featuring a triangular grip, which you can barely see because this pencil is fat, but trust me on this, it is a triangular grip. And Jumbo Twist Eraser. Oh yeah, maybe if I read the instruction first, I would have figured it out. Its oversized barrel allows for a relaxed grip, making lengthy sketching sessions enjoyable. And you guys all know I have this tendency to have like this death grip on my pencils and stylus when I draw, so it might actually be comfortable. I'm looking forward to that. Filled with 0.7mm lead, this tool produces crisp, medium lines of consistent density. Well, if the lead is in a good quality enough, every single mechanical pencil can give you a good lead density. Most of the time when I sketch, I use this big TMNT mechanical pencil that my friend Tony gave me, and I love it. So, that's enough for that. I am going to start on the drawing, and I'll see you guys after the next segment. And we're back. Just a quick note, because I was a little too eager earlier. This is this month's Art Snack stickers. And as Mom pointed out, it has a little bit of purple on the end, and the body is blue. I think they're trying to troll me. I agree with that. If you're not worth a laugh, you're not worth anything. And sadly, this month, they got me a what seems to be a pineapple lifesaver, which I'm not too fond of. I'm not a fan of pineapple candy and peach candy. I don't know what happens when they transfer the peach to the candy. Something gets lost in translation. It's not tasty, to say the least. So, here is the drawing. It is a Sableye, not a Mega Evolution Sableye, just a Sableye holding a giant rupee. Focus. Thank you. As expected. These two worked beautifully with the water brush. Like, there's almost no seam to the colors and the mixing. You can see right in the shadow under his neck. I'm so excited I cannot speak. Under his neck, we ended up with a beautiful indigo, and as usual, you're going to get to see it at your leisure in detail in the Vine art. There will be a link in the description. I have nothing to complain about. I didn't really use the bullet nib end because I tend to favor the brushes, and I know this is supposed to be a test video, and I'm sorry about that. But at least you know that the ink quality is gorgeous. The Tombao, as expected, as you can see, I inked after I colored, because once again it does have a tendency to like melt and fade with water, so I waited for the Pokemon to dry before applying the ink. As you can see, you do indeed get nice crisp lines eventually. Come on, baby. Thank you. It's a little wobbly, but that's not the pen's fault. It's mine. I'm old. As you can see, like down here, there's like a little bit where I pushed a little harder to get a thicker line. The nib itself, it feels like a little plasticky. Not really felty, but more plasticky than anything. And the light is going on and off and on and off today. Even if I have the automatic gain to adjust the color, eventually I'll have full artificial lights to try and keep it a little bit more even. Oh boy. So this one, I knew it was going to work well. You guys probably didn't. But the Tombao brand in general, it is pretty good. I just use a Kuretake and a Pilot more often. And here you can still see a little bit of drawing in the teeth. Eventually, I don't know how close. Come on, we were able to focus on it earlier. Because as you know, when I receive a pencil, I don't keep it where it's supposed to be and let it fall off my desk. I don't usually erase the pencils. You can still see a little bit of the pencil marks. Well, the twisty eraser with a lot of eraser backup is pretty useful, but it's a mechanical pencil. It says what it does what it says on the thin. Works well. Smooth, equal lines. No complaints. I had to. Had no choice. Had to get there. I have to talk about the Uni Posca. All the other ones, they work really well. The Uni Posca is a Posca of... Editor, please insert a beep here. Oh wait, I'm the editor. I couldn't get it to work well. The paint is too thick no matter how much you shake, and don't pump too much, because it just goes down in streams and big globs. So I don't know if the ink is actually like that, or it's because it spent some time in the cold and it's not made for colder climates. I had a lot of troubles with it. At first I tried to melt it with water, and then I tried to make some kind of effect with it, and nothing worked correctly. It's like I was trying to paint with half-dried acrylics, and it was not fun. I couldn't even get some nice lines out of it because the nib on mine seems to have been twisted. Like, you can tell the difference here where I used the Uni Posca and where I used the Marabou. The Marabou is almost like pastel with how well it blended with the water, and then you have the Uni Posca, who was just everywhere. And the thing that, how can I say this? It does do what it said in the description. It dries fast. It dries too fast. It dries so fast sometimes that there's a little bit here that looks a little like dryish. That's because as I was painting, the paint dried on the brush and I ended up with a dry brush effect in some point. That's why I then tried to add some water, but then it was so dry, I rubbed and I rubbed and I rubbed and barely anything happened. And then I decided to put water, and then I put the dots on top, and they dried before they had a chance to do something interesting. So this is the first time I have to say this, but I do not like this pen at all. There's always a redeeming quality for when I'm less happy with one of the pens that Art Snack sends me, but I don't like this pen at all. This does not work for me, for my style of drawing. Like, there's some people, maybe they work faster than me, or they like having a dry brush effect. I do not. This, like, I so don't like this one pen, which is not a crack at the company itself, just this one pen. I'm not even going to give it to Mom when I finish the video, because I like my mom. So, this one, for the first time in the Art Snacks video history, I do not recommend this pen. If you like opaque paint, if you like fiber brush, so I assume that you can do some detailed drawing with it, because, like, I'm on Art Snacks Mix, link in the description, and I've seen people's art with this pen, and they did some great stuff. But personally, I just can't. I don't like it at all. That's a 0 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0 out of 5 for me. So long story short, 4 out of 5 pens in this box were absolutely gorgeous. One pen is an absolute 2 thumbs down for me, personally. So that's it for this month. Hopefully next month we'll have less lighting troubles. And as usual, all the links will be in the description. I have a Patreon. I recently opened a coffee account, so you can buy me a coffee. I don't drink coffee, but I'm going to enjoy all those hot chocolates. All the links will be in the description. I love you all. I'll see you all in February, maybe with a new hair color. We don't know yet. Bye-bye.